to get started, let's just take a look at the right-handed grip. The most important thing to notice is the fulcrum. So a lot of people like to use this thumb and forefinger as their fulcrum. This middle finger and thumb is also an option. I tend to use this a lot, but I kind of switch back and forth depending on what I'm trying to do. So what you want to do is pinch between the thumb and the forefinger at a place that's going to be the fulcrum in the stick. And what the fulcrum means is that this is the place where the stick is going to get the most rebound and is going to have the best balancing point. With this right-handed grip and this fulcrum, you can pinch in this first joint right here and really get a nice tight grip if you want to. For me, I like to be a little bit more relaxed, so I actually kind of roll the stick a little bit and I pinch more between this part of the finger and the thumb. And now what that does is creates a lot of space in here, so you get a nice open sound and a nice loose grip. If you're clamping down on the stick too much, you're going to get a choked sound, and you're also going to tense up here in your arm, and this can create a lot of tension and damage down the road. So you might want to avoid that and pay attention to what you're doing, and don't grip the stick too hard. Once you have your fulcrum in place at the proper balancing point of the stick, which is about 1/3 of the way through the stick, you're going to want to wrap the fingers around, and you don't want to wrap too hard, but you want to just gently wrap the fingers around so that they can support the stick and they can also distribute some of the workload amongst all the digits in the hand. There are a few different grips that you can do with this right hand. The first to take a look at would be German grip, which is going to be more of a flat kind of approach. Another common grip is the French grip, which is where you roll the hand over a little bit and then you're getting more of a thumb up type of approach. And this was generally used for more timpani type of playing, but you're definitely going to be using this as you move around the drums. You're going to want to rotate the hand, and you're going to wind up getting into the French grip position when you're over here on the floor tom and the ride cymbal. So the French grip, we're definitely going to be using a lot of this in the drum set playing, and especially on the ride. Another grip to take a look at would be American grip, which is kind of a cross between German and French. So this being German, this being French, American is kind of in between, and it's pretty loose and just right in between the German and the French. So you're kind of splitting the difference there, and I use this in my drum set playing all the time. For match grip, you want to take what we just talked about in the right hand and apply it to the left hand. And I highly recommend match grip for a lot of beginners. This is going to get you up and running the quickest, and you can play just about everything you need to play with the match grip. To get started, you want to put the beads of the sticks in the middle of the drum, and you want to try to have about a 90-degree angle when the sticks are above the drum. What you want to avoid is getting your elbows out and getting this angle too wide with the sticks. You don't want to bring your elbows too far out. You don't want to bring them too far in and get your shoulders up. What you want to remember is to remain relaxed and keep your elbows by your side next to you as much as you possibly can. Of course, it's going to differ with everybody who has different body types and these types of things, but as a general rule, try to keep your elbows in and remember to stay relaxed. For beginners, I recommend starting with the match grip. This will get you up and running pretty quickly, and you can play just about everything you need to do with the match grip. I also recommend getting with a teacher early on so that you can start to develop good habits, not develop any bad habits. A teacher can look at your hands and tell you what you can do to refine it and do things better. Having said that, you'll see me play and a lot of other people play with a traditional grip sometimes. So what this is coming from is when guys were playing marching snare drums that were strapped to their side and they were cocked this way. So when the angle was like this, to get above this angle, guys would have to play the drum this way. Now, we keep this in drumming tradition, and it's called traditional grip. And a lot of guys who play jazz or play more finessed playing will use this traditional grip a lot. To develop the traditional grip, you basically want to stick your left hand out. Now, you want to do this in a very natural way, as if you were shaking somebody's hand. So now you can also take and do the Spock, live long and prosper. And when you're here with your hand this way, you just take the stick, place it in the hand this way. Then you put it in between these two fingers like that. This is a very loose traditional grip. Now you want to wrap the fingers around, and there you have it. So now you really want to concentrate on, this is where the traditional grip is really happening. The rest of the fingers are just kind of wrapping around to support it. This is a really brief overview on grips, and you can learn a lot more about these by studying with a teacher and checking out maybe the fresh approach to snare drum. So I would highly recommend checking some of these things out and spending some time. There's no real right way or wrong way to do any of this. It's all about what works for you. So you'll see a lot of people playing with different types of grips, and this is all based off of their experience and what works for them. So experiment, try different things, and figure out what works for you.